Charlene Bauer, Ladies Offroad Network, and we are live at 5. It is Tuesday, and we are talking about Ladies Offroad Network chapters. Now, last week I was in Texas. We were at the San Antonio Spurs game, which they won with BF Goodrich tires. Super exciting week. And we released chapters, right? We jumped up and down just like a cheerleader would and did all kinds of crazy announcing chapters. But like I told you, I was gonna drop the carrot and run, and we totally ran. We ran all over the stadium. We did all kinds of cool things last week, so that we can come back today and talk about all of the details to it. So what I need to do is prepare you for what's ready to come. We have a lot to talk about, a lot. Like, look at this. Yeah, this is like the book of what we're going to talk about. So chapters, Ladies Offroad Network chapters, the why. Why are we doing it? I want to answer everybody's questions. I want to help everybody out. Then we're going to talk about rules. Not my favorite word. What is a chapter? What's the structure to a chapter? Today's 5 chapters, why we decided to do those, and what they're all about. And then how to get a chapter. The answer is yes. Absolutely, you can have a chapter in your area. I'm going to tell you how to do that at the end, and then I'm going to give you a tour of the entire website that got put together. We actually have 2 websites, right? We have our members only side, and we have our public side, so that you guys can see everything. So we have a long list of things to do, and Bonnie, I'm sure you've already shared over to the group page. I need to share really fast to my personal page, and we are going to get rocking and rolling. So, who picked up on the quote that I put in the member email last night? Anybody like that one? Yeah, so kind of, I don't know, you could read into it a little bit, but I went for it because I've been having a lot of fun with our most recent releases and what is going on here. So hold on, let me just share this, and then I'll give you full focus back. Ready, post, bam. There it is. So the quote was, they want you to fail, so go succeed. Yeah. Who deals with that one, right? So they want you to fail, so go succeed. It has been very entertaining, very fun to pick up on the comments that have been coming around for not only the big tour that we have going on, but now the chapters and the challenge and a few other things. And it's pretty entertaining to me to hear everybody say it. So guess what, ladies? You know what that means when you say something like that to me or say something like that to you? That means we're gonna succeed, aren't we? We're gonna not only succeed, but we're gonna kick it down, right? And with that, I need your help, because chapters is all about having boots on the ground across the country. So why in the world did we decide to do chapters? That's what we're going to start with, and I'm going to give you like the background story to the whole thing too, make it a little bit entertaining and fun. You can read the words on the website. I'll show you where you can read them if you want, but we're going to go from there. Oh, everybody, of course you're saying hi as you're coming in, right? Here's what I need from you tonight. If you have questions, write them down on a piece of paper, write them down. I will take questions at the end. I'm gonna just talk so you can hear everything. Hopefully those questions get answered, but I still want you to engage. So when I say something you love, I want you to heart it. If you say something that you like it. If you have something that you want to type, you hear a word that you like, type it. But I still want you to like be with me, but save those questions to the end. Write them down. Let's make sure we answer them. I want to answer them for you. Okay, so back to the why. So boots on the ground, right? Ladies Offroad Network has basically been built on 100% what you want. I've been listening to what you want. You have a question, you have a need. You say, hey, I want to meet other Offroad ladies that live by me. Or, hey, Charlene, where do I go and go on a trail ride? Like, I don't know, even the Arizona girls, like, I'm never here, so that's kind of a hard one. So I knew chapters was going to be a big thing straight out of the gate. I knew that chapters was going to have to come, but we had to wait. We had to wait, and here's why. We didn't know what our values were. We didn't know what our core was. We didn't know what our words were. Like, what was Ladies Offroad Network? How am I supposed to give you the tools that you need to be successful if I don't even know what Ladies Offroad Network is supposed to be? And that's how we started Ladies Offroad Network. Like, the story is very out there. Like, you can find the story and understand that. So we had to go through all this process. We had to understand what the voice was. We had to understand the experiences. I had to come out and do the trail trainings and see how you guys acted and reacted when you came together as a group. And it's exactly what I anticipated, because when I come, you guys come together as a group, and then shabwam, you move on and you all kind of stay together and hang out, right? Well, and then I started networking events. Okay, networking events. What was that all about, Charlene? Well, that's me saying, okay, let's see if it works having local leaders in the area pull an event together. And guess what? It did. They worked. They worked out great. So we had to go through all these little step processes. And then from the business side, I'm like, oh my gosh, we got to manage this. So first of the year, we started the new management system, right? Remember when we did that rollout? It's been a little crazy ever since. But we got it under control thanks to Judy coming in and like managing it for us for a little bit. So each one of these steps, you saw me doing it. We knew from the very beginning that chapters had to happen, but you have to go through all the steps in order to get here. Well, the real push off the cliff, if you want to call it, is Jamie. So you can blame Jamie for everything that might happen. Or you can thank her, whichever one you want to say. But Jamie Bingston, she jumped in the Jeep last year on the last leg of the tour. I was tired, right? Like, we were definitely there. Throw Jamie some hearts, throw her some love, because she's gonna take it for this one. And where normally I trap you guys in the vehicle and ask you all kinds of questions, like what do you want to do, and what's exciting to you, and what matters to you. She came right at me and she said, hey Charlene, so we've been thinking about it, and I think there needs to be chapters, right? There needs to be chapters. And I just looked at her and said, no. Like, anybody that said that to me, the answer has been no. It's a very easy no, because I know what it needed. I know what needed to happen before we got to this moment. And I'm like, no. Remember, she trapped me now in the vehicle for 6 days. So I'm like, no. And she kept bringing it up here and there, here and there, and here and there. Well, of course, while I was driving, I was also thinking. And so I ended up putting it together in my brain, really started getting it done. And like almost everything Ladies Offroad Network that becomes a pretty cool deal, the notes got written on a Holiday Inn Express pad at, what restaurant were we at? Were we like at I think we were at a Chili's or an Outback or something. And so there was the Ladies Offroad Network chapters all lined out. So I lined it all out for her, and she's like, ooh, I don't like it. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't like it? What's the deal? Here I worked really hard, we have the chapters, and you don't like it? Like, okay. Oh, it was Cheesecake Factory. How can I forget Cheesecake Factory? Like, my favorite. And so it was a splurge day, apparently. So we sat there, and she's like, no, I don't like it. Like, it feels too confining. It feels like you're telling us what we have to do. And I'm like, no, you're reading into this completely wrong. And as you guys go through this, you'll absolutely understand what I'm saying. Yes, you have to have a checklist. Yes, you're representing Ladies Offroad Network. Yes, you have to be attentive, and you have to be understanding of our values and our core and who we are and what we do. But how you fill in the box, how you paint the picture is totally up to you guys. And that is what I think is really unique. That's what I think is really fun. And that is what is going to make these chapters like over the top exciting. And I can hardly wait. Jamie is she is the chapter liaison. I said, if you're pulling me into this, you're coming right along with me on this ride. So she's our chapter liaison, and now you know why she is. All right. So that is the why we're doing it. The why we're doing it is so that we can have boots on the ground, so that you guys can have trail rides in your local area, so you can get together with a group of girls and hang out, so that you guys can do education pods together. Oh, yes, education pods. I'm going to tell you all about them. And really do cool things together. All right? So with that being said, let's flip the page and go to the next thing. So that's the why. Now let's talk about the rules. Well, rules is not really a word I like to use. Okay, come on. Give me some thumbs on that one. Surprise! Charlene doesn't like rules. But at the end of the day, we have to have some kind of rules. We have to have something. So I took the R for rules and I started throwing it together into something that I honestly feel is awesome. Because I don't like rules. I don't like rules. So I know it's backwards, but so I'll read it for you. So Ladies Offroad Network rules. They are to be respectful, generous, and kind. Respectful, generous, and kind. Like every single thing that we do can fall right underneath those 3 words, right? So then we start playing with the R's. I started playing with the R's and all these words started coming up. And online, you can actually find these. This really is going to apply to everything that we do at Ladies Offroad Network, not just chapters. So it's respect. Respect each other's values and differences. Respect Ladies Offroad Network's purpose and structure. Respect our trails and vehicles. And respect Ladies Offroad Network's journey, the vision, the goals, and the future. We're going to represent. So we're going to represent Ladies Offroad Network positively. We're going to reciprocate back, right? Reciprocate back. So give to get, don't just take. We're going to recognize a challenge and communicate it to the right people. We're going to resolve that challenge. We're going to work together to a solution. And we're going to be responsible for our actions and each other. And of course, I have to be responsible for all of the above, right? So these are our rules. Very simple, very easy. It really comes down to 3 words: respectful, generous, and kind. And I think that is Ladies Offroad Network to a T. And I hope that you guys agree with this. Is everybody agreeing with these? Is this okay? If you have something that you'd like to add, feel free to add. If you'd like to say, that's way too strict, Charlene, let me know. Because there's not 10 pages of chapter notes on A.1.2. It's not like lawyer speak around here. These are our rules. So if something happens and we look at this list and it doesn't fit within one of these, where it doesn't respect Ladies Offroad Network's journey, vision, goals, and future, well, we can have a discussion about it, right? So we'll go from there. I also posted online our list of expectations. Now, our list of expectations is something that we've used in the past for our top 10 weekends, and they're very interesting. It's kind of unfortunate that I had to write them. 2016, I didn't have any rules. We just kind of wung it. We went for it. And I had some challenges, so I ended up writing a list of expectations, which I don't know if we'll use them anytime soon, but probably for the top 10 weekend when people come to an event. That's when they happen. I'm just going to run down. I just like highlighted the keywords to each one. There's 16 of them, but it's silly I have to write these, to be really honest. Have fun. Positively represent. Be respectful to. Be mentally prepared. Be physically prepared. There's a required level of work. Participate the best you can. Attend all events. Do not leave the events early. Come with an open mind. You will not let me down. Just do the best you can. Plans change. We have to adjust. You have a written story. Participate in social media. Communicate your needs to Charlene. If I don't know, we can't help you. I always want to say that one too. And you're expected to contribute. So those are a list of expectations that we use for events. But for our chapters, this is really simple. This is really easy and something that we can all do together. All right? Good enough? Done with the rules? Are we over it? Sweet! Let's talk about what a chapter is. Who's excited? You guys want to know about this, right? Like, we've talked chapters, but who knows what a chapter is until you put a chapter out there. Woo! Okay. here's what a chapter is. I'm going to read it. And then we're going to work through it. So, a Ladies Off-Road Network chapter is a group of like-minded women who have the passion and the drive to learn more, experience more, and share more about the off-road community in a specific region of the world. Yes, the world. A chapter is an extension of the national group, allowing for local off-roading interaction and exciting events where ladies can work together daily, monthly, and yearly. All right? So that's the lingo. That's what a chapter is. But really what a chapter is it's you. It's you guys. It's you guys, boots on the ground. It's being together. It's being there. It's being in one group. And with a list of things to do. Okay? So I created this list of things to do. And it's a box. Let's just think of it as a checklist because chicks love checklists, right? I love checklists. And you see my desk. There's a whole bunch of checklists all over the place. So this is a checklist of things that you have to do, but I'm going to make it fun. So I'm going to read it off to you first, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to make this fun. So the checklist is monthly. You have monthly networking events. We've already put them into play. We've had them around for months now. So monthly networking events. Quarterly dirt trail. A quarterly dirt trail. A quarterly education pod. I'll go into the details of these in a second. Yearly land project. A yearly local community project. And a yearly Ladies Off-Road Network charity fundraiser. Charity is replacing Angel Fund. For the months that we've been calling that, we are going to our normal speak. And we're going to just call it the Ladies Off-Road Network Charity because that's what it should have been from the beginning. All right. So that's what the 6 things are that are in the box, in the checklist. It's really quite easy. So every single chapter will start off in the stock class. This is where there's no minimum to members, and your goal is to complete half of these things on the checklist, like just trying to get it done, right? You're building your base, you're trying to find people in your area that are also off-roaders that want to participate, and so you get half of the requirement list done. That's awesome. You're in the stock class. Then we have the pro class. The pro class is you got 20 ladies within your chapter. 30% of those have to be national members. We'll talk about chapter members also. There's that as well. And you have hit all of the requirements at least once, the first time. So you hit all your requirements. That will get you up into the pro class. Now, there is a submission process for these events. You have to submit them into the national team to be recognized by them. It's not an approval process. Let's be really clear about that. Have you guys ever really heard me say no? But I am going to say, you know what? I failed at that before. So let's look at this from a little bit of a different perspective and let's put a spin on it and let's make sure that you are going to be awesome doing this event. At the exact same time, we're putting all of the marketing material together for you. So we are your marketing tools in the background. We're getting the website ready, we're getting the event ready for Wild Apricot, for Facebook, for every single piece of the pie that we have going on for you, and getting you the tools, the marketing, the flyers, the online, oh my goodness, everything, right? Oh, everything. That just gets overwhelming. Okay, so there is that submission process, but it's not for approvals. It's just to make sure that we're all on the same page and we're getting you the correct marketing. And then there's a point system to this whole scene, chapters. So as you get one of these things done, you get a certain amount of points. There's also like points for getting your post report in on a timely basis because we need that. We need to get those pictures posted. We need to get the couple paragraphs up and going, right? So that turns into a point system to keep everybody accountable, to be quite frankly. And then we have an awards ceremony that happens on Saturday night of the convention. So remember how when we've been talking about the convention, I'm like, yeah, Saturday night's the gala, and we're gonna have everything to do with the Angel Fund, which is now the charity event. And I'm like, and there's other cool stuff that I can't talk about. This is the other cool stuff that I can't talk about. So throw some hearts on that, because now, as part of the convention on Saturday night, we also are going to have an award ceremony for our chapters and celebrate the successes, celebrate the awesomeness that the chapters have completed in that year. So I'm really, really excited about that. And the convention will tie in here in a second also for another piece of the pie. You just gotta keep holding on. This thing's a big beast. I told you it was gonna take a while for me to like sit here and tell you what's going on. So that's that. Let's break down these events and opportunities that you guys have as being a chapter. So the monthly networking events, this is where you're gonna chat and plan, right? We've already been doing these, but I need to stress more and more. These are casual events. You come after work, you're in your work clothes, you drive your little car, does not matter how you appear, how you get there, but you're there, right? You're chatting, you're having a good time, you're meeting other ladies, you're bringing new ladies. This is a great time to bring new ladies and introduce them to Ladies Offroad Network. This is our big marketing scene where we try and get new people in to understand what Ladies Offroad Network is, right? So this is also where you're going to plan. This is where you're planning your events. We don't have meetings. No meetings. We have networking events. So there's going to be a list of a couple things that everybody has to deal with while you guys are at your networking events. But that's easy. Maybe a half hour worth of, hey, what are we doing next week? Or, hey, how's that trail ride coming together? Or, hey, how's that event coming together, right? And you work towards that. Then quarterly, you have dirt trails. And I say dirt trails because it depends. It just has to be in the dirt. Like, you just got to go have a fun time. And I also say quarterly because of the snow states. So I don't want the snow states to freak out on me. You know, here in Arizona, like, yeah, during the summer, you might go out a couple times or go up north. But in New York or back on the East Coast where there's a whole bunch of snow, I don't want y'all to freak out that you're not doing something when it's snowing and you're not into snow wheeling, right? So good stuff there. That's the quarterly part. However, I do anticipate that you guys will be doing a lot more, because think about the big scope to this, right? So maybe one month you have a rock run. You got Jeeps on it. Maybe the next month it's a side-by-side run. So you have a completely different scene going out. Maybe the next month is a nice dirt road off to go do a hike, something a little bit easier, right, on the vehicle. So always understand that there is a lot going on in your scene. There's a lot of different styles of off-roading. There's a lot of different people, and so apply that, right? Apply that to the group and say, hey, who wants to lead something? Who wants to do something? And allow them to be successful at that. So quarterly is your minimum, but I anticipate that you guys are going to be doing a lot more than that. Quarterly education pod. Okay, so what's an educational pod? Well, I've committed to 75 events across the country this year, and I hope you guys are going to make it to one, because I'm not committed to 75 events next year. Like, this is definitely on the gas, ladies, definitely on the gas. So, education pods, what are those going to be? Let's take winching as an example. So, we're going to teach you how to winch, but via a video, like you see me right now, but more structured, okay? More green screen, more right here, hands-on style thing, and showing you guys how to do exactly what we need. And you'll also have a toolbox. So you'll have a toolkit there where you can pull out the little pieces that you need. So when I say, okay, now everybody touch the synthetic rope and feel it, well, there's a piece of synthetic rope right there, and so you all touch it and you feel it. Okay? Easy enough. And then I'll say, okay, now that you know how to do this, pause me, go outside, everybody get the winch out and do this winching exercise. So then maybe y'all go out, and then you come back in a half an hour after you've done that and press play again, and we go on to the next one. So these are going to be set up to where they're 2 to 4 hours on a weekend. You guys can decide when. Doesn't matter when. In fact, you can't have them all on the same day, because we're only going to have 3 or 4 pods shipping around the country of each one, right? And so you pick a weekend and you do it, and who knows? Like you go to somebody's house that has a nice big screen TV, has some vehicle space outside, and you all throw down some crock pots and have like a huge dinner, because that's what I would do. Right? Who doesn't love a crock pot dinner? So lots of opportunities, lots of scenes there. There's also going to be some educational pods that we're going to have you watch just before you go on a trail ride, right? So you can line them up with a trail ride. There's going to be some really unique stuff going on, and that's the way I'm going to be able to supply education out to the groups, which I think is going to be really neat. Land use, yearly land use projects. So we have a responsibility to take care of our trails, and why not do it? As part of a group, I think it's really important that you guys sit there, you look at your specific zone, you understand what's necessary in your area, and you go ahead and give it some time, give it some love. This can be where you're just going and picking up trash. Maybe you're building a trail. Maybe you're recutting a trail, some of the fire situations that we've had. All kinds of options there. Trail maintenance day, you're working with your local BLM, working with your local Forest Service, all kinds of different scenes. So that is something that's pretty easy to come by. Land use projects are definitely something that you guys can look around and come up with something to manage. Then a local community project. So a local community project does not have anything to do with off-roading, to be real, but let's be awesome off-roaders and give back to our community. So the one example that we use, Jamie's group always raises money for police dog vests, right? The police dog vests. Maybe there's some other scene, like last year I did the deal with the foster kids, right? So, you know, I don't know. Again, this is where your group sits down and decides what to do. So back to that whole, I'm making the list, but you guys are coloring it however you want to color it, is the way that that's going to go. And then the last one is a yearly Ladies Off-Road Network charity fundraiser. And this is so that you guys have the opportunity to create a fundraiser, again, whatever your fundraiser scene looks like in your area or what you feel is necessary works great. And applying that into the Ladies Off-Road Network charity events. These charities gives right back into the off-road community. And I know we're putting the horse before the cart, or the cart before the horse to some of this, because we haven't talked a ton about the charity. We're getting all that ready for that June 1st release. It's actually working. We're making steps right now, which is good. So, believe it or not, with everything else going on. So I'm still like gently talking about that, but this is something that's very important, and it's just as big as chapters in its own way in how it's outlined, but we'll talk more about that actual specificness later. So right now, what your guys' job is to create a fundraiser so we can continue to give. Like if we don't, sorry, let's just be real really fast. If we don't have money in the pot, we can't give money out of the pot, right? So if you all don't help put money in the pot, we don't have any money to put back out and help people. And that's what we need to do. So those are the 6. Now, here's what's fun about this. Remember how I was talking about creating a box? So here's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna play checklists. We're gonna play puzzle pieces. So I put this really cool puzzle together, and as you guys complete each one of these things, your picture will go into the puzzle piece that you completed. So the core to everything that we do is the monthly networking events, and then you can see where I put things around the side, and then there's some other stuff like, okay, there's another chapter not far away, and so you guys go and support it. Or, let's see, what else did I put on here that was random? Oh, a casual hangout. Maybe one night you all decide, we want to go bowling. Okay, that's awesome. So you go bowling and you send in a recap on your bowling experience. So there goes your casual hangout, right? So there's other ways to fill this in too. So this is what it looks like. So it looks straight and narrow in the beginning. And then here's like a 6-month example. I just threw in some pictures that we had that you guys all got on those cards. So there's like a 6-month example. And then, bam! Look at the one at the end after a whole year of awesomeness, right? So this is going to be a lot of fun. You guys will be able to watch your puzzle piece grow and check things off. And, you know, we go from this to this to this, like, it's going to be fun to watch. And I'll show you where you will see this as well. So that is our what is a chapter and how we're going to deal with the lists. Everybody good with this? Do you like this plan? This is a good plan? So remember, keeping your questions to the very end is super exciting for me right now because I'm not necessarily looking at them all, but I do want your feedback and I want you to like type words and tell me how it looks. Throw hearts, throw likes as I say something that you like, and let's keep moving here. Otherwise, we're gonna be here forever. Okay, so that is what's a chapter. Next page, chapter structure. Okay, chapter structure. Who is there? I'm not just a Girl Cup. Did you guys find the misspelled word yet? Mm-hmm. Yep, there's one in there. I did it on purpose so everybody could find it. Okay, so chapter structure. The chapter structure has a 3-person leadership team, and then it has a team of ladies underneath it, meaning the whole state, right? Or this whole zone. You do need to be either a national or a chapter member to participate. We're not quite there yet to explaining chapter member, but you have to be one of the two. There is a chapter liaison, and this person is available to assist the chapter leaders or members be successful in overcoming challenges or bridging communication up to the national group. Any kind of issues that might be happening, like this person is there for you to bounce off of. And as I said earlier, this person is Jamie Bankston, who is now the chapter liaison for everybody. The 3-person leadership team is responsible for leading the local team of network members and communicating to the national team. And it is composed of a driver, a co-driver, and a spotter. Pretty cool names, I think. Yes, I came up with those. I think they're pretty fun. I don't know. Do I want to read all this? Do you guys want me to read all this? I guess I should read all this. Okay, I'm going to read all this. And I'm just going to read. So stick with me, okay? All positions. So all positions, bullet points. All leaders should be embracing the spirit of Ladies Offroad Network. Guiding, educating, motivating, understanding you are representing the national brand on a local level. Be all welcoming, right? We go back to our R's. Our R's, which is respectful, generous, and kind. I know those aren't all R's, but this goes back to this, right? All welcoming, engaging with everyone, members, guests, and onlookers, encouraging all people to mingle and meet new people, discourage the formation of cliques. Really, I'm really gonna click on that word a lot in our conversations because I really don't want that to become a challenge. Attend monthly online leadership meetings with Charlene and all leaders. 2 of 3 leaders must attend the yearly Summit Leadership Retreat for the following year's planning, which we'll talk about that. It's exciting. Participate in the Chatterbox regularly. Participate in Base Camp with our national and leaders. That's where we're doing our behind-the-scenes work. Identify, support, and encourage members who want to become leaders, because great leaders build leaders. Delegate networking events to team members. Build up women from all backgrounds, experience levels, and rig preferences. Work with other clubs, groups, organizations in the area, and this includes men and women's groups. Promote the education of proper trail techniques, trail repairs, safety, recovery, and first aid for all members, which again, we'll have those pods, so continuing to push those through. Maintain awareness of land use issues affecting our community. Promote awareness and involvement on land use issues with chapter membership. Educate club members and others on tread lightly principles and guidelines. And discourage members from riding illegal trails. And then always looking for new opportunities for trails, events, experiences for the chapter. So this is just a good outline Again, nothing that we don't already do, but it's just kind of an outline there. So the driver's role is to maintain the chapter as a whole, help and support the co-driver and spotter in their tasks while keeping them accountable for their assigned tasks, supporting team members in their growth within the group, encourage new members to join, diplomacy when members have a challenge, when there's diversion, staying neutral and keeping the chapter's well-being at the forefront of decisions, sometimes a hard one, represent the chapter in any meetings outside the organization, manage events, delegate tasks to the team members, both willing and capable of being successful in those roles, ensuring all safety aspects are met, especially when we're doing trail rides and education. There'll be a list of safety checks. Ensure all tasks are done and branding is met, and any accounting, which there shouldn't be any, but just in case. Co-drivers. Assist in preparation for networking and events, coach and support new and existing members, be a cheerleader for the chapter and encourage the exchange of ideas and communicating among members in person through social media, engage on social media and in the members only area of Ladies Offroad Network, encourage members to share events, planning and implementing strategies to attract members, scout for opportunities and present them to the team, and follow up on team ideas. So the co-driver is really the one that's going to like sit online with you a lot and be that person that's making sure that they are in the communication, in the chatterbox, and bringing it forward and backwards. Okay? And then the spotter is really in the position of communicating to the national group. Confirm submissions of networking and additional events for review and marketing. Make sure that all documentation is sent to Ladies Offroad Network National about events and activities. Make sure that all articles, stories, photos about events are submitted to Ladies Offroad Network within the time frame. You don't have to be the author, but you got to make sure they're submitted. Maintain all documentation of events, members, and activities, which we pretty much do that online, so that's kind of a whatever. Maintain member lists and contact information. Same thing, it's online, it's just a double checking. Track the progress of weekly, monthly, quarterly, and annual objectives. Support new and existing members, and assist co-driver in planning and implementing strategies to attract members. Easy peasy. You're basically helping get the communication back and forth from the national to the group, co-driver from the team to the group, and then the driver, you're helping make sure that everything is kind of continuing to stir and everything is happening on that whole list, right? Responsible for checking the list and making sure things and pictures get in the boxes. And then the team, you have responsibilities too. So host a networking event, attend and participate in events, encourage to help with management of any and all activities. It is not the leadership's role to manage every single one of these events. That would be out of control, can't handle it. Everybody has to work together as a team. Scout for opportunities and present them to the team. Maybe you come up with a great land use idea. Maybe you come up with a great charity event. And support new and existing members always, right? So it's really imperative that we have the right leadership group in place to respect the Ladies Offroad Network's goals, vision, and its future. This is a really big topic for me. This is one of the big red flags why I never wanted to do chapters, is because, you know, people say, well, it's your baby, Charlene. Of course you don't want to let it go. I'm like, no, that's really not the point. The point is, Ladies Offroad Network has such an awesome feeling to it. It has such an awesome vision to it. It has such amazing ladies as part of it, and these goals, and the future is so great that honestly it's going to take one bad apple to ruin all of it. And I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen. So we have to keep each other in check. And I'm going to be vocal about this topic because when you ignore topics like this is when it usually happens. So I'm going to be vocal in this topic and say, hey, listen, we really have to work together and make sure that everybody is paying attention to each other and keeping Ladies Offroad Network vision out there and the goals out there and the future out there, which is why there's 3 people in the leadership team, right? We can kind of work back and forth with each other and stay on task. That's also why we have our leadership calls every month, because I believe communication is key. If I don't do the communication to you guys and help you with these tasks, well, I'm giving you all the opportunity to do what you need to do, right? Fair enough? So it's two-way street, but we got to work together at this and make sure that we're going forward. So having the leadership team put together, this is the way that it's going to come together. And there isn't really one set up right now as far as any of the 5. New York is the closest for sure. But here's the requirement. You must be a Ladies Offroad Network national member in order to be on the leadership team. Why? Because you're representing our voice. If you're not a part of the big picture, how do you know what our voice is? Every chapter member has access to the chatterbox right now. There's a topic in there right now called chapter leaders. There's a ringleader for each group. I'll talk about that in a few minutes. And you can go in there and say, you know what, I really want to participate in being part of this leadership group. And so you put your name in there and you say, I'm in. And so you start doing that and start having fun with that discussion for the next couple weeks. And I'm just talking about the 5 areas we're working in right now, but this will be the exact same path that we'll use later for the other groups. And then you encourage each other and you support each other. And in a week or so, the application will be available for leadership people to fill out. Once the application is submitted back to us, I don't think that it should be self-appointed, and I also don't think I should appoint people. Like, who do I know? It needs to be a group. It needs to be a group. So we put together myself, the chapter liaison, the member liaison, the local assistant, and the local ringleader for final approval. So everybody just kind of gets to look at it and says, yep, this looks great. And so everybody comes together and makes that work. And then we'll communicate the announcement of the acceptance that will be made, I put in here, within a respectful amount of time. And the reason I said that is because within 24 hours doesn't make sense. Within a week might not make sense. Like if you did it, well, I'm at Easter Jeep Safari and I'm trying to manage everything and it's going to take a little bit longer, but I'm going to communicate to you on that. So we should be good there. Leaders' expectation is to host a 2-year term with a 3-year maximum. So I feel like the first year you get your boots underneath you. The second year you do really awesome. And then, 3rd year, heck yeah, keep going if you'd like to. If life happens and you need to peel out, no stress at all. The only exception I'm going to make to that is for this first group of 5. If you feel like you need to peel out a little bit ahead of the 2 years, no problem, because we don't really know what the workload is going to be, right? We're going to figure that out in the next few months. But commit now, and I understand if you want to go ahead and kind of push that out at a different time frame. And as a leader, your job is to build other leaders. That is a great leader. So while you're the leader, your job is to fill your spot, right? Like identify the other ladies in the group that do awesome things. And as you're coming to the end of that term, as you're deciding that you're going to go ahead and check out and do other things, well, now is a great time for you to kind of understand, okay, let's build this person into a leader and let's have them do it. Just because your time is up in the leadership group doesn't mean you disappear either. You still need to do work. Like you can still take on one of the charity events, take a lead role, because I'm sure like as things progress, these things are going to get bigger and they're going to need more people. So yes, there's still a lot of work to do. You don't get to peel out at all. Like, sorry, not gonna work. We have daily communication within our leadership group, and that all happens on Basecamp. So we do work within Basecamp. The group that we've had, the ringleaders that have been helping me, we've been using it consistently over the last month, and it's been awesome. Like, it's so easy to use. So pretty excited about that and finding that. And of course it has the right name, right? And then monthly leadership calls. We'll have a monthly leadership call. The topics are going to be all different. It's going to depend on what's happening, right? So we may be really focused on events. We may be focused on overcoming some obstacles that we've just seen happen. Maybe you guys are doing events and you need some production tips. maybe I've gotten some great questions in and we just need to do like a Q&A night, you know, where you guys have questions and how can I help and make sure that you get them all done. And it helps everybody else to hear them too, not just you to hear that one answer. And then we have our leadership summit. And this I'm really excited about. It's going to be in Q4 every year. This year, my plan, don't lock in on this and don't make decisions if you're going to be a part of the leadership group or not based on this time frame. But my goal this year is to have it the weekend before SEMA in Vegas. And the reason I want to do that, because here's the plan. You're going to come in on Friday in time for dinner. So you might have to take Friday day off, but you can make it, okay? So get there on Friday, get there in time for dinner, and we'll have some evening activities. Then Saturday is a Charlene work day. So again, take naps ahead of time because we're making a full day out of it, like a long Saturday work day. There's going to be workshops, there's going to be seminars, there's going to be times when you all are going to be working together. Now remember, this is all the leaders of all the Ladies Offroad Network chapters from across the country. So this is a really big deal. You guys get to work right next to each other and say, you know, I have this plan. What were your fail points? You did this last year. What did you think? And work together. You know, I'm having these challenges with this group, or I'm having this challenge with this. And so you get to work together at all these things. And that's what Saturday is all about. And then Sunday, you're actually going to do a presentation. So you're going to do a presentation on what your next year's plan is going to be as the Ladies Offroad Network chapter. So all of these things, shabam, this will all be penciled in. So everything that you kind of have going on here, you'll pencil in what you got planned. And of course, things are going to change, but at least we have a good idea. We have goals. We have ways that you can focus. You can find different people to do different things because, all right, well, our dirt trail, we definitely want to do a nice trail out to a nice hike, right? That's as simple as that. So 2 people from the leadership team have to attend. If 2 people from the leadership team cannot attend, then 1 person from the team and 1 person from the big group will come as well. So there has to be 2 of you. Let's talk about communication, right? You can't just send 1 person and have 1 person come back with all the communication. 2 people see it differently and it comes back and it can turn into a great conversation. Okay, so there's that. How are we doing? Everybody still there? Yeah, live, on it. So that brings me to today, right? So today we have the 5 chapters. We have ringleaders. I really want to thank the ringleaders because they've been dealing with base camp and setting base camp up and understanding how it works. They've been dealing with, okay, fill out this form and tell me if it works. They've been dealing with, look at this list and see if there's anything missing. Today I'm like, all right, go find out what links don't work, and a whole bunch of them didn't work, so I just had to do a quick reset on the website and we got them all to work. Thank goodness it was easy. Woo. But yeah, so those were some stressful moments this morning, but they did it. They did it. So very happy and very thankful to this group. Here's what this group is. So these 5, Arizona, New Mexico, New York, Utah, and what we're calling Mish, Ohio, kind of weird name. These are our pre-run areas, if we're going to put it into our off-road lingo. So these are our pre-run areas. What we're going to do is we're going to take all this that we're talking about right now and we're going to shim it up. That's what we're going to do. So I think about 75-80% of this is going to work out just fine. I think there's going to be about 10% of this that we're going to have to adjust and change around a little bit. And then I think there's going to be about 10% that we're always going to be working on because that's reality and that's the reality to what we do, right? So we're going to get this all shimmed up and then we're going to create that next chassis. We're going to keep building these chassis off of a good one instead of saying, okay, let's go wide open right now and we don't know our fail points exactly. So anybody that's not in a chapter right now, you actually get to have some fun watching us in the background going, oh, that didn't look entertaining. And we'll be honest with you too about what's happening. The ladies are going to actually do a presentation at convention about this whole experience, which I think will be really fun to see what they have to say. Yeah, should be fun. Hopefully it's not a horrible experience. It shouldn't be a horrible experience. I think we got this pretty well under control. Okay, so anyways, Arizona, there's 34 members in it right now. New Mexico, you have 14 chapter members in there right now. New York, you have 12. Utah, you have 11. Michigan, Ohio, you have 30. That's pretty cool. Everybody that is a member at this moment, a standing member, and you're in one of those states, I already added you into your chapter. So if you cannot, when you log in and you cannot see the chapter stuff, which I'll show you what it looks like in a minute, that's because Judy was trying to get in touch with you in January and he didn't return our text or our call or something happened. Okay, so we just need to work with you on that. If you can't get logged in, if you think you should see what you're seeing and you can't see it, let us know and we can help organize that for you. So there are two ways that you can get in there. One is as a national member. So right now, always, national members, you become automatically placed into your chapter. So when you become a national member, I look at everything every day and I text people, hey, happy that you're here. Honestly, that's me texting you. And at that point too, I will add you into your chapter now. So that's an added thing that we will do. It does not automatically do it when you sign in. That's unfortunate. Trust me. I was kind of bummed about that. So that's the national member. Now we'll also add a chapter only member. So let me explain what a chapter only member is. A chapter only member is $20 a year, first of all, okay? $20 a year. And this is a limited membership. It really is limited. So it's access to only your chapter zone and communication area, which is there's 3. I'll show you the 3 zones you'll be access to. Opportunity to participate in your chapter's events and activities. You have to be one of these members in order to go to the outside ring, like networking, of course you can go to, but the supported chapter, the dirt trail, the education pod, the land project, all these things, like you need to be a member, all right? You'll get 1 chapter sticker, which we'll talk about the chapter stickers in a second. Discounts and coupons offered by our partners and advertisers. Email communication, including updates and events. Unlimited new offered friends locally, which means you get new laugh lines. And then an immediate support group, inspiration and encouragement, of course. These are actually listed, of course. So the $20 membership fee, just to make it really clear, if you decide that you're gonna do $20 in order to try it out, and then in 2 months or 3 months, you're like, man, this is so cool. I want to be a national member because of the discounts and everything else that comes with it, like the big long list, right? The $20 does not go towards that. So just making sure we're on the same path. It doesn't get applied into your yearly. So this is the image that got put up of the 5 different chapters across the country. Now, we use tires. I did try boots. I want y'all to know. I did try boots, like teal boots, for boots on the ground, but it just didn't make any sense. So these are the tires. These tires are going to get replaced with the chapter stickers once you guys figure out what your chapter stickers are going to look like. Each chapter sticker will have its unique phase to it. So, you know, Arizona, a lot of times there's like an Arizona flag attached to a sticker, so we'll be working with that. Yep, so these tires will get replaced by cool sticker looks, which I think is pretty neat. Something to think about. All right, so the first set of jobs for these 5 chapters is going to be hosting your networking events, which we already got. So April 23rd, 24th, and 25th, all 5 of them have a networking event going on. And then I need you guys to start working on completing your leadership process, right? So we talked about it, how you'll go into the chatterbox and start talking about it, and then a project. So we talked about all of these projects, and what I'm going to ask the 5 to do is kind of work together. We'll all work together in base camp to understand, but I really want each of the 5 to take one of these on. So one will do the community give back, one will do a dirt trail, one will do a land project, one will do a charity event, one will do a education pod. I just want to execute one of each of these in the next 4 months at minimum, so that we can come to August 1st, so we can come to the convention and talk about it. Like, this did work. This is what's happening. So that is my goal there. Each one of the group leaders will kind of work together as the team across the country and figure out who's going to do what. So that's how that's going to get executed in this first set. I'm hoping by May 1st, which is in 2.5 weeks, that we can kind of have our leadership teams together and we can have those projects sorted out on who's doing what. So once May comes around, we're like, okay, now we're starting to execute or starting to plan the event of which you're going to try and get done in the next 4 months. Some might take that long, right? A couple of them will take long, a couple of them don't take long at all. So start getting that stuff rolling. And then in May, June, July, we have the 3 months in order to execute. So June, July, we're executing things and we go from there. All right, you guys still with me? Are we doing good? Okay, the big question. Now that everybody understands what a chapter is, look at all the white space on this map. I don't like it either. The answer is absolutely you can have a chapter in your area. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes. If you're asking me, can I? The answer is yes, yes, yes. But we got to figure it out. Okay, so here is the scene. This is kind of a unique time because what we're doing is we're in the startup phase. We're in a launch phase. I have 5 locations. They're all very different, all significantly different on purpose. And we're going to see how they go for the next 4 months. August 1st, it's the Thursday of the convention. Imagine how that fell. It's going to be the enrollment day. So August 1st is open enrollment for chapters. Yay. Yay. Now, there is some preparation for that, okay? And I will also say after August 1st, there's not like a certain time frame where we only take applications during this time or this time or this time. It's not like that. It's submissions are anytime after August 1st, 2019. All right? So here's some pre-planning thoughts for August, because I know all of you right now are like, but I want it now. And I'm like, I get it. I know how you work. So here's some things for you to do, because I want you to do it now. I also want you to get this rolling, right? Host networking events in your area. So right now you can figure out the May date. Go to ladiesoffroadnetworking.com and you can figure out that May date that works into the week that we have networking events and do one in your area. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to start building a base there, right? There's a reason why there's 34 ladies in Arizona that are network members and already in, right? So think about that. I've been working here for a while. I've been doing it very quietly. I've been doing it very casually, but casually works. And that's fun. But you gotta find the ladies. If you want to hang out with the ladies, you gotta find the ladies, and you can do it. You can do it. So host the networking events in your area. Start building a base of ladies. All right, and then work with other leaders in your area. Once that base starts coming together, you're gonna start understanding who the leaders are. You're gonna start understanding, hey, these are the people that we should actually be hanging out with. Should be the leadership team when the time comes around, right? Definitely participate in our chatterbox and in our social media. Instagram, you're about ready to shut down. In fact, I'm going to shut it and I'm going to restart them. So hold on one second. And share and restart. Hold on. Come on. All right. There we go. We got him back. So pre-planning for August. Host the networking events in your area. Work with other leaders in your area. Participate in our chatterbox and social media. So participate with us, right? Do things with us. Read all the information online. This whole book came from offline. Watch the videos. Study the 5 chapters. Pay attention to what's going on with the 5 chapters. If you have questions, call and ask. Call and ask, right? And number 5, which really should be number 1, is communicate with Charlene your intent. Let me know that you want to do it. And I'm not saying like right now. Go ahead right now. Go ahead and do it right now. But I mean like in a text, in an email, in something where I can write it down in my book that, okay, this group wants one and they're going to start getting going on their networking events. And so I can help you start building that base so that when August 1st does come around, or maybe there's some pre-stuff that I can even have you guys do in July once we figure this out. So I'm not scared of having you guys start a little bit early if you're telling me that we're ready to go, but we do need to do it correctly. And I'm not going to set us up for failure. So that's one thing that's really big to me, and it's really big to everybody else, is setting it up for failure. Speaking of which, there's some really cool things that I've done this week also, is networking events. Since we're on the topic of networking events, you can now pre-register for your networking events. So if you are saying, yeah, I'm going to come, go ahead and click yourself in. Then when you get to the event, all we have to do is just check you off the list. No more of that filling out the form thing. The other really cool part about that is when you sign in to Wild Apricot, on the back end, you sign in and you can see all the events that you've been at. Now you can see that you've been to all of these networking events as well. So we still have some events that we're backlogging on right now, getting everything caught back up. We'll get all the networking events caught back up too. Bonnie's working on that project. She keeps getting all these Excel sheets from me. She's like, oh, here's some more. We need to log them in. So sorry, Bonnie, but we're almost done with this backlogging stuff, so we can just go forward with it super easy and make that happen, which I'm pretty excited about that. All right, where'd my tablet go? So I want to show you around the website, and then you guys can ask me questions because we're about that time. Okay, of course everything is backwards. Oops. Of course everything is backwards because that's the way we roll around here. But that's okay. All right, cool. So here's the tablet. So here's our website. If you go to our website, ladiesoffroadnetworkchapters.com, you will see this is the header. It's also underneath membership. Where's membership? Yeah, underneath membership. That's the other way that you can get to it. And it's also on the home page. Right underneath it is this teal bar. The teal bar takes you to where it is, to our member management system. And that also answers your question about what is Wild Apricot. So that's our member management system. So that'll take you there. We'll go there in a minute. But these 4 boxes and the red box all answer every single question that you probably have or that I just went over. So it's, what is a chapter? Why chapters? Chapter rules. Want a chapter in your area? And then the red one, what is a chapter member? So all of these give you that outline. Under what is a chapter, we'll go there really fast, maybe. So what is a chapter? This has all the information. Here's your list of things that have to happen. Here's your puzzle piece and how it builds up. Here's the descriptions of each one of the things that has to happen. And then underneath it is the information about the structure, the leadership list, and how to become a leader in your area. It's all here under what, okay? And then gives you all this detail. So everything I just talked about, everything I just read, literally is on the website. You can jump in here, dig in, and find everything that you need. It also has down at the bottom, this was our announcement from last week, and this whole right here will be, this video right here, we'll be putting that up as well. If you have friends that are not on Facebook, that's okay. Remember, we drop everything to YouTube, it's just not live. So they get to see this exact same video, but a little bit later. So the links are all right there. And then we'll have our Ladies Off-Road chapter events that will roll across the bottom. And then this is not set up right. This is gonna be our Ladies Off-Road notices. So if there's something going on that we need to be giving notices to the chapters, they will come in here. But I put this in as a holding zone since we didn't have any at the moment. All right, so this is what our regular ladiesoffroadnetwork.com website looks like. It gives you all the tools you need to be successful. Hopefully it answers all your questions. Now, I really want to hear your questions because if you have questions, I want to make sure that we get them answered. Okay, now, here comes the cool part. Kaboom, let's press the teal button. By going to the teal button, this takes us to what's called Wild Apricot, which is our member management system. If you're logged in, which I did ahead of time today, smart girl, you will see that you can see all of these things across the top. So Chatterbox, directory, chapters, those do not appear if you are not logged in. These are all places that you cannot go unless you are a logged in standing member. So if you don't see Chatterbox when you come to this screen, you're not logged in, make sure you log in. If you are logged in, then we need to deal with your membership status. Give us a call, text me, let's figure it out, let's get it handled. You can also handle it yourself there as well. So this is really cool. This is our chapter landing page. And it just says, okay, we got all these chapters, which one's yours, go to yours. If you happen to be landing here by accident, like you didn't come here, it can take you off to the main website so you can learn more. So I'm actually a member of all of them, but I'm going to go to Arizona since we're here today. So here's your chapter page. All of them look the same. I'm just going to tell you right now because there isn't a lot of difference. So we have your puzzle piece right here, ready to rock and roll, ready to fill in. After every event that we put a new picture in, we're going to add that image right back in here. So you're going to be able to see it every single time adding on, which is really cool. Any kind of hot topic notes are going to go on the side. I added a couple of really important things. Oh my gosh, Arizona chapter directory, click here. We're going to go there in a second, but this is really cool. So you get to see just the people that are in your chapter. And then we have a forum. This is our Chatterbox, right? So our Arizona Chatterbox, which also right below it has the recent chapter. That's the one it should be. So you can see where I started 3 different lines today. Hi, I am intro. So make sure you go in there and introduce yourself, where you're from in the local area. Remember, you're talking to your local group now. Chapter leaders, because we need to deal with that topic. And then the 2019 networking event. So I went ahead and put the information in there. Again, just one more awesome opportunity. If we can continue to scroll down, all of your upcoming events will flow in right here. These are all your Arizona specific events, all of your chapter specific events. With the addition of the convention and donation opportunities. So I'm going to maybe throw in some extras on top of just your local space, but that is pretty much what that's for. So if you want to just see what's happening local to you, this is your zone. And then, but there's also only 7. So if it's a long list, there may be more. And then off to this side will be event notes. Right now, I just put in our R sheet so we can remember what we are responsible for. Yeah. Do you love this? What do you guys think? Are we good? Is this rad or what? So this is your chapter landing page, your internal page, every single chapter will has their own page, and it will be very specific to them. So notice how this has a down arrow underneath it. Uh-oh. That was a bad plan. All right. Well, notice how it has the down arrow underneath it. So down arrows underneath it mean that there's stuff underneath there. So we're going to go to the Arizona directory. Again, I'm logged into all of them. You will only see one of them. All right. So this should be... Nope, not there yet. Hold on. There we go. Oh, not there yet. Tablet's not working for me. All right, so we're gonna go this way, and this way, and this way. All right, so here is, notice 34 is what I said. So here's all of our Arizona girls. So now if you wanna just talk within the chapter to somebody, you need to reach out to somebody, here's how you contact them. And you can contact them straight from their chapter page, their member page, which is pretty awesome. And then Chatterbox, it's the same, it works the same method. So now, there we go. We have our Arizona chapter chatter, and this is the group for you guys, so you can add in topics, everything that is happening right there. Pretty rad, huh? All right, so this is your tour. This is your toolbox. So you have 3 pages that will appear when you're logged in correctly on the member only site, and that is your chapter page, your directory, and your chatterbox. But you do have to be logged in and an appropriate member, which also means you can just be a chapter member for $20 for the year. So makes it easy, right? Makes it easy. Okay, whew, that was a lot. I survived. There's a lot of content there. That's a year's worth of work. Not like a now worth of work. That's a year's worth of work. And hopefully you guys, hopefully we nailed it. So we're going to try it. We're going to give it a go. The next 4 months are going to be entertaining to watch the 5 groups be successful, and let's cheer them on as they are successful. And in the meantime, everybody else across the country, let me know where you want to have one. Let's get you on the list. Let's get your networkings going. Let's start helping you build this up so that when August 1st comes around, like, you're out the gate super strong with an awesome chapter. Because I'm excited about this. Like, this is going to be so cool. So cool. I can hardly wait to have 5 of these at the end of the year. Right? Like, you guys saw the card I sent you guys that has everybody on it from last year. So here's all of our group shots from last year. What happens when we put 5 of these together just from our chapters, much less all of the national stuff? Like, it's gonna get out of control. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. All right. What questions do you guys have for me? Anybody have some questions? What do we got going? Let's talk questions now. It's starting to get hot here. What is it? Oh, it's April. Yep, it's definitely starting to get hot. I got the AC tuned up yesterday. No questions? Did I really answer everybody's questions? How's that even possible? That's not even possible. There's so much cool stuff. No questions? Have I slept yet? That's a great question. That's a great question. Have I slept yet? Well, not last night, because a lot of all of this has to do with the computer that I just wanted to come up at the very last minute, because I don't want everybody to jump in here and then make like all kinds of opinions on something that they don't hear the voice on, right? Or maybe catch it when it's not completely done. So a lot of all the computer stuff, all those websites came up from, what time did I start last night, Jamie? Like 10 o'clock? Yeah, so that just happened. But it worked. It worked. Okay, so it blows your mind. I know I'm super excited too, and we definitely need one. California, Reno. I think Reno definitely needs one. 501c3. So to answer that question, the 501c3 will be the Ladies Off-Road Network charity. That's the official name that we're giving it. We're dumping the Angel Fund thing because I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I had a big discussion about it and it just doesn't make sense. So we're going there. Can we make local shirt parties? Sure. So that answers the 501c3. It's coming. We should have all the paperwork done by the end of the year. So we can start doing it, and we're gently approaching that topic. Gently approaching the topic. But hold on, there's more questions that came in. Okay, so there's a 501c3. Hopefully that answers that question. Yes, definitely rewatch it. And rewatch it again when you have time, if this is something that you're really interested in, because it's quite a scene. Like, I really want you guys to absorb everything that was said so that you can be successful. Erica asked how much off-road experience is needed to fill some of these roles. That's a great question. Not any. Like, if you're here, if you're wanting to be a part, be a part. Ladies Off-Road Network is from the very, very beginner to the very advanced. We welcome every single lady into this. You are a co-driver, you're a driver. It doesn't matter. Co-drivers are just as important. You need to learn just as much. If you're a mom, if you're a photographer, if you're totally not into driving but you love taking those pictures, well, guess what? We actually have professional photographers that come to the convention to teach you how to take better pictures. So it's like really cool how this program is set up, because every single person has an opportunity. So yes, Erica, just jump in. You don't need a lot of experience. We're good with that. Local shirt parties, sure. Absolutely. When will we have, say, 75 chapters? Wait. When we have 75 chapters, will Leadership's Call have 75 more people on it? Or would you break it down? I don't know. We're going to have 75 people on it because because one person's question is important to everybody. That's going to be my answer. And we were talking about the number 75 the other day because of our 75 stop tour, right? Like, what happens? All these tour stops are far enough away from each other where technically they could all have their own chapter. Like, how awesome would that be? Uh-oh, press the button over here too. Okay, and then awesome, Joe Marie, yes, Heather, yes. Oh. Rewatching, it's for every lady. Okay, cool. And over here we have Shower Pouch. Hello, yes, let's talk later. Love it. And BF Gutters Tires just joined, so let's all wave at BFG. That's awesome. Yeah, so what other questions do you guys have? Those are some great questions. How do you decide to have the states share chapters? Will it be based on how many attend the local network meets? Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. This is now off the cuff, right? But that's a great question because I feel that there's certain places that are going to have multiple chapters in the same state. So take Michigan, Ohio for an example. Cary is right on the border right there by Detroit. So it was kind of a hard one because we wanted to use that area. We know that there's a lot of ladies there that we want to include into a chapter. They want to be included into a chapter. So this isn't even the right name. They're going to have to come up with a name for this because they're sitting on the border. When I put this together and I put Michigan and Ohio into that chapter, there's 30 of you. 30, 31, something like that. And when I looked at the names, I'm like, oh man, Michigan needs to have its own up here further, and Ohio needs to have one over here. So that's okay. Totally cool with that. The other piece of the pie, like let's take California for example. I feel like Southern California is going to have 3 or 4 chapters in there. And that's because of the opportunity of space. That's because of the opportunity of the different types of wheeling that happens. So we just have to be aware of that. And what I don't want to do is rob people, right? Like we don't need to have a starving chapter for people doing cool things and another one right there. Like it doesn't make any sense. So we're going to take them on case-by-case basis, but there's definitely not going to be one Texas chapter. Like that's just completely unrealistic, right? So as it stands right now, yes, Jo Marie, you're one New York chapter. If we see where that needs to split, that's fine. We can totally do it. But for right now, it's New York, and the activities move around the state. It doesn't mean that everything is right here all the time. Same with Arizona. I can speak for Arizona because we got Tucson 2 hours away. We got Flagstaff 2 hours away. So the events are going to move around. It's not going to just be in one spot. So I hope that that kind of helps explain this. I think the Michigan, Ohio one is going to be interesting to watch because even in the next 4 months, you may see me go through the process of, okay, how do we split this chapter apart? Like it really should be 2. So how do we split it? And I've been kind of thinking about that concept and how to do it. Yeah. So that's that. Interesting? Interesting, right? Do we want to include events in Pennsylvania? Sure, you can include events in Pennsylvania. You can go to Pennsylvania. You can go anywhere you want to go. It doesn't matter to me. But if there's a Pennsylvania chapter there at that point in time, I would highly advise that you guys reach out to the Pennsylvania chapter and say, hey, let's do something together, right? Let's go on a trail ride together. How about we, and then you both click off a trail ride in the same weekend and you have fun. And that's the fun part about it. Or New York chapter is having their give back projects and it's within region of some of the Pennsylvania people to come over and join and support. Heck yeah. Go do it. Go support. We're all a part of Ladies Offroad Network. I don't want anybody to read into that. We are 100% all a part of Ladies Offroad Network. No questions. The chapters allow boots on the ground. The chapters allow these trail rides to go out. Allow the education pods to happen. Allow the networking events to happen. So you get to have the interaction with people right there with you. That's what that means. All right. Okay, I think I missed a question. Hold on. Maybe I didn't. All right. What else? What other questions you got? I know, Dana. I feel a little overwhelmed. She's like, so many fun things going on. Easter Jeep, Adventure, Convention, chapters. I'm like, and there's another one too. It's called the charity. Oh, and the challenge. Don't forget about the challenge. That's next weekend. That's next week. Can the chapter members participate in another chapter's events if they're traveling in another area? Heck yes. That is awesome. That is a yes, 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 yes. You will be able... let me show you something else. This is cool. So on our website, ladiesoffroadnetwork.com, our main website, let's get back to our main website. You have the opportunity to see the calendar. So we have a calendar. Tablet's always a little bit different. So under events, you have event calendar. Okay? So under event calendar, you have ladies and national calendar, or you have, what are we doing? So we pick the ladies and national event calendar. Under this is cool. This will stress you out. Stresses me out when I look at it. So this is the calendar for April. These are all of the things going on this month. The teal is all the national stuff. The, what is that, purple? The purple is all of the chapter events. So all chapter events will be on this calendar. So you can look at this calendar when you're traveling, understand what's going on in what region, and be able to see if there's something that you want to do. Or maybe you're bored this weekend and you want to go somewhere. Well, you come and look at this calendar and say, oh man, it looks like Arizona has a cool trail ride. I'm going to go out there and hang out with them. And then that gets you the opportunity. There's information in there of how to, how to reach out and how to be part of it. And it's not blocked in that way. So this is really neat. You want to see something stressful? Hold on. Let me show you June. May isn't too bad. Look at June. It's ridiculous. Yeah. So there's June. That's what it looks like to be on tour. All right. So make sure you take advantage of that. If you scroll down a little bit further, this is, I hit a button. Hold on. Hit the wrong button again. I'm button pushing. All right, where are we at here? I went too far. Okay, so here's our Ladies Offroad Network calendar. And then if you scroll down from that, here is our everything that's happening calendar right underneath it. So it's all the off-road events across the country is right below it. And you can see everything, like no matter, not just Ladies Offroad Network, but everything else. Okay, now I gotta go back because I wasn't paying any attention. And I know there's some questions. Okay, so that's the chapter member, and that's our calendar. Trail training, challenge. Chapters. If we have someone traveling to New York, we can put them up. Yep, absolutely. Imagine chapters coming to support fundraisers. I think that's a big deal. I think it's just going to be so cool to watch this whole thing go down. Anything on driving lessons, like spotting the right lines. I hope that makes sense. Yes, Amy. So that's that's part of these education pods. So also, as you guys are going on trail trips, trail trainings, we'll actually have and give you guys some opportunities in order to do some education ahead of time. So it'll be like, okay, we want to go do this trail, but we want to work on spotting. So there'll be videos online where your whole group that's going to go on the trail run can watch the video ahead of time, and then you guys go out and work on your spotting. And so you have a topic while you're out there. So you're not just out there hanging out, but you're out there educating yourselves as well. So I think that that's really important. Loving, loving, loving. Okay, that must have been when we had that up. And then Carrie is going to be with me in June. Yes, thank you, thank you. So we still have a couple weeks open if you are interested in being a gypsy and living on the road for a little bit and being part of the trail training tour. There's still a couple weeks available to come help me out. It's going to be pretty crazy. Education pods. Will there be some where we teach? Maybe, or we can talk about it and we can work through that element. But the education pods are going to be very, very structured, is a great word. Very structured, so that we make sure that the correct information is getting out, and it's getting out to everybody, not just the local scene, right? Again, that's what we're trying to accomplish here. Is it's taking me, 100 days to go to 75 locations and teach you for 5 hours, where now I can create these pods, and we may not be able to touch, but I'll see you, I swear, at some point during the year, and we'll be able to do other things along those lines. Cool. Cool. What other questions do we have? Instagram, you guys got any questions? Are you good? Remember, you guys can watch this later if you're just joining us. It was a long one because we dissected chapters. So if you're interested in understanding about chapters, if you're interested in being part of a chapter, this is the time for you to go back and watch the entire thing. Find out what's happening and be a part of it, because it's really cool. Very exciting times. Very, very exciting times. All right, how are we doing? Questions? So, we went over our chapters. Our quote, they want you to fail, so go succeed. Come on, ladies, help me out here, right? We're going to go succeed. Why? We talked about the why, we talked about the rules, we talked about what a chapter is, what the structure is, the 5 chapters that are now, how to get a chapter. We walked through our toolbox. These are the R's, the respectful, generous, and kind. Those are our rules. We don't really have rules. We have things that we need to stay within, right? So respect, represent, reciprocate, recognize, resolve, and be responsible. I love this. I don't want a bunch of rules. I'm not a rule person. It was making me we do have this doc in the background, and it has all kinds of rules in it, all kinds of things in it, and I'm like, can people not be responsible? Like, are you not responsible? Why do we have to have all these rules? Why do we have to put all this out there? Be responsible. If you're not responsible, be responsible. And then this is our puzzle piece, so we can start filling it in and making it awesome. It's going to be pretty neat. So Heather's there, CSE, Colorado, having a couple just because of distance. So again, that was one of those areas that I kind of looked into, and then I'm like, we'll just let them sort themselves out, right? Like, you guys got to sort yourself out and figure out what works best. I don't necessarily know what's best for your area, so, but you guys do, and you can understand it. You look at Arizona, you look at California, you look at some of these other places where I've been in and I really understand the zone, then I can help make these decisions. But you guys get to make the decisions. All right, are we good? If people were responsible, I wouldn't have a job. That's pretty rad, Jessica. All right, I think we're done for now. It's been a long day of computer work, and we still got more to do. So I'm going to shut this down. Everybody start saying goodbye. Say goodbye, you guys say goodbye. We will, I don't know, I may drop in live on you on Thursday for a quick update on Moab, the challenge, everything else that we have going on, the adventure, because we got a lot to handle at the moment. But we really need to focus on these chapters and getting this first phase done for these first 5. I'm super excited about this. This is the next chapter of Ladies Offroad Network. It's going to be awesome. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. Or if you have one last question. Yes, we'll see you at Easter Jeep Safari on Tuesday. Oh, Tuesday, Easter Jeep Safari, 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock, an hour early. An hour early. Come to the garage. We have a set of beadlocks we got to flip out. So, come help. 4 o'clock, we're going to start them so we can be done by 7. All right? Yes, be there, be square. We got some beadlocks to flip out. We got some beautiful KM3s to put on. A ladies rig. All right. Bye, everyone.